Hello, everyone. This is discussion number 5, where we will be discussing organization and management. The first question is, who will manage the business? So I will be managing the business along as my husband, since we are the licensed agents and the owners, and we know all the ins and outs of the company. Since it's also a small business, we just decided to have my husband and I manage the business at first. The second question is, what qualifications do you have? So I am a 220 licensed agent, so that means that I am authorized to sell insurance independently on my own. My husband is also a 220 licensed agent, so that is the qualification that I have for my company. I have also done digital marketing specialist certification through Google, and I was also a 440 customer service professional. So I do have several qualifications that make me or have made me prepared for this role as an insurance agent and to handle an agency. How many employees will you need and what will they do? So again, we will only need about 5 employees. That's including my husband and I. And it would be about 4 sales representatives and 1 accounting. One of the sales representatives, which is me, is also going to be in charge of the marketing department. And the rest are going to be sales representatives, which my husband is also going to be one of those sales agents. And then the accounting, which will be the one in charge of handling all the payroll and all the commission statements for our employees. How will you structure your organization? So, since the business is going to be mainly under my name, I am going to be the CEO at the top of the company, and then would be my husband as the chief financial officer, which will also be handling accounts and the sales and helping me out with all the back end of the company. Then it would be the account manager and the accountant, which would be the same person, and then would be all the sales agents, the rest of them. What are your plans for employee salaries, wages, and benefits? So, our employees are going to be working as 1099 agents, which basically means they will be the ones handling their own taxes at the end of the year. They will have to report all their expenses, all their work expenses, and we that would be easier for us at the in the company as a small business. Since it is only commissions, it will be a lot easier for them and for us to just make them 1099 agents and have them work as independent contractors. So they will not be having like employee benefits or any based salary or wages. It's just going to be based off commission. Depending on each company also, because we have several insurance carriers and not every insurance carrier pays the same percentage for the policy. So it really basically depends on the amount of sales they make, the type of policies they sell, how many policies they sold in, I'm sorry, how many coverages they sold in one policy, because one person can have a business policy, a homeowner's policy, and an owner's policy, or they can group several policies in one so it can be more affordable for the customer. So it basically just depends on how much they sell and what insurance carrier they sold. That will depend what their commission is going to be based out of. What consultants and specialists will you need? So we really don't need any consultants or specialists other than the insurance carriers, which will be the ones coming into the office, or even now because of COVID, most of them just do online trainings or webinars in order to train our employees to know the system better, the platform, the online platform, how the quoting system works. So we would just be having the insurance carriers set up appointments to with the employees, with the sales agents, to see when they can do these webinars in order to learn about the platform and the software. So that's basically all the only people we would be needing to train or to consult in the agency. What legal form of ownership will you choose and why? So we decided to go with with an LLC, which is limited liability. We found that it was better for us as a small agency and not a corporation. It would be better on our taxes at the end of the year. Taxes are a big thing, and if we start slow and we start as a little limited liability, we can just work with that and have a better profitability in the future and be able to just separate each one of us the amount that we will have to save for the end of the year to pay our taxes. So we decided just to go through a limited liability, which is a lot easier and less costly when it comes to taxes. What licenses and permits will you need? So the only licenses we will need as represented as sales representatives and insurance agents are the 220 license, and then we're still deciding if we will let our employees be 440 agents instead of 220 license, because we understand that sometimes it's easier for agents to become 440 agents and not 220 agents. The test is a 200-hour course, rather than just like a 40 to 60-hour course, which is the 440 agent. So we're still debating on that, but for now, as owners, and in order to have an agency, the owner has to be licensed 220 agent, which I am, and then we would also need to register the agency through the state of Florida under the name Quicken Insurance Agency. And then eventually, after we get that approval and the agency registered, we can register the agency as a state approved licensed insurance agency to be able to have the permit to offer insurance to people. So first it would be us to become the 220 licensed agents, which we are, then register the company through the state of Florida, which it is also, and then it would be just having the license to in the permit to be able to start selling insurance in the state of Florida. Remember that each state has to be approved, so we would have to purchase each licensed state in order to sell insurance in that state. So for now, we would start in the residence, which is Florida, and then moving into Texas, we would have to purchase the license to sell insurance in Texas, and then New Jersey, and then so forth. But yeah, that would be all. Thank you very much.